I believe that we had a very, very, very vibrant and productive discussion this afternoon. And I want to thank you all who participated, because you've helped me to get a better picture overall. And I want to say a few little things to you, if you'll allow me, because we are concerned that there is something called over-tourism that is a wave across the globe today. Thank God, not strong enough to consume most destinations yet. And it has to do a lot with what the president of the CDC said. It said that tourism's inclusiveness is not inclusive enough because it is not embracing sufficiently the ordinary average individual. And what is happening is that the response from the ordinary average individual is that tourism is an imposition and is causing displacement, and it is enabling a level of affordability that is outside of the realm of the ordinary. And we see it in Barcelona, and we see it in Italy, and in a number of other places. Luckily for us in Jamaica, we're not yet there, but it can happen. And so listening to how all the presentations have been structured and the common line that have run through it all, there is need for a coalescing of the leadership within this area towards a reorganization, a restructuring, and a repositioning, indeed a re-imaging of Negril. And I think it is timely because we are doing that in terms of the overall review that we're doing of the tourism sector in Jamaica. And we have Mr. Wilfred Bagaloo from Pricewaterhouse and a team that's working on that review now, the tourism working group. And that review is going to present to us a whole range of ideas to guide new policy initiatives and to inform new legislative and or regulatory arrangements to make the industry more functional, but most importantly, more inclusive for the ordinary Jamaican. Now, in the context of that, we are also doing a security audit. And I think you're aware that we have brought Dr. Peter Tarlow, and we've been working with our multilateral partners, as well as the representatives from our main markets who are in Jamaica, the United States, the UK, and Canada in particular, as well as the EU. And that work is going on currently, and we're hoping that by the middle of the year, we would have a full report on the audit and we'll be able to guide how we move forward in reorganizing and restructuring our destination for safety, security, and seamlessness. But there's a third element that is encroaching now, because I told you about this huge leap that we're taking in the expansion of accommodation. 15,000 new rooms coming. Negril being redefined as a new destination in a context of planning and arrangements that will facilitate different types of products in Negril and also different type of experiences. Among them, of course, will be the type of accommodation that Negril will have in the future, and also the density that will be afforded in the Negril area. So I think it is an appropriate moment for us to step back one and re-look at ourselves in Negril in a broad and comprehensive way. Mr. Grizzle made a point about the social deficiencies and the need for social infrastructure, particularly to do with housing and settlement, as well as town hall facilities. All of that can become part of this broader development plan that we need to have for Negril. No, not the Negril of the old, but the Negril of the future. And I'm proposing, led by the Permanent Secretary, who is currently leading a destination development plan for St. Thomas, to take on the review of Destination Negril as the next critical assignment. We finish with St. Thomas on the 31st of March. The first day of April, the team comes in and starts looking at Negril as a holistic destination in the new context of our state. And we are going to go to multilaterals for support in the same way that we did for the St. Thomas destination. In the same way, in fact, that we did the final review that we did. And we brought the George Washington University in, and we are going to be looking at getting technical support in this regard to review and to look at Negril in terms of what it was, what it is, but most important, what it must be. And so, team, that's a takeaway from today. It's a new approach, it's a new day. Tourism has changed dramatically in Jamaica, as it has changed in the world. We can make or break our own experience by our action and our activities. And if we feel like the CDC president, that nothing is reaching us, then we have no reason to protect what is around us. And so the balance that we seek is an important part of that discussion, and a recognition that tourism is for all, and therefore all of us have a responsibility to protect tourism. And that responsibility must be demonstrated, not just spoken about. Local leadership is essential to the sustainability of the destination. I make the point, the local leadership is essential. We cannot have a destination if the local leadership is not active and intact. And there can be no discussion without the local leadership. So I ask you to bear on this note. The DAC is going to be refurbished and re-energized, because the DAC is going to play an important role in the work that Permanent Secretary Griffith's team will carry out. And the Chamber, the Negril chapter of the JHTA, the CDC, all of you, we want to be part of that discussion and that consultation while we build up something that we can take to the Prime Minister and to the Cabinet to say, this is what Destination Negril must look like in the future. We want resources to make it happen. Thank you, and God bless you.